Welcome to the Accessing GovConnectIowa series. This tutorial will walk you through how to apply for an alcohol license for your business. Please note that the appearance of your pages in this tutorial may look different due to system updates. You must be signed in to apply for an alcohol license. Be sure to check out our additional tutorial on signing up to learn more. I am all signed up, so I will enter my information now. And I will enter my password to complete my login. If your alcohol license will be associated with a location that also sells other products or services, you may be required to obtain a sales and use permit. I will be adding the license to my current, pre-existing sales and use account. I will begin by clicking the I Want to tab because I want to apply for a new license. If you recall from our other tutorials, this tab has several panels filled with hyperlinks. I have chosen to narrow these panels by using the filter with the keyword of license. This simple step narrowed the panels to those with the word license. I will begin my application process by clicking the Apply for a new license or permit hyperlink. And then apply for a permit or license. I will now select the alcohol license as the chosen license I would like to add. Notice the disclaimer once I have selected the checkbox. After I have made this selection, I will scroll down to the bottom where I will click Next. First thing we'll need to do is select the sales and use locations where we will apply for an alcohol license. I will select the loan available location. You will then need to select your license type from the drop-down menu. You can scroll through the menu to make the selection, or you can click the three dots which will show all license options in a separate window. I will make my selection from the drop-down menu and will choose a common license type, the Class C Retail Alcohol License. If you do not see the location you are looking for, you will need to request access to your account. If you need to register a new location, begin by selecting the Sales and Use option on the previous screen to create your sales and use tax location as well as your alcohol license. You have the option to apply for an alcohol license without a sales permit. Check the box if an alcohol license you are applying for will not have a sales permit at the same premises. I have my location selected and will now click Next. Review your information on this screen. Pay close attention to this note. You will have additional steps to follow in order to successfully apply for your alcohol license. Let's see what this looks like. I have reviewed my information and will click Next. Lastly, read the statement within the Confirm Submission section. Once you have read and understand the statement, enter your password and then click Submit. I will complete this action now. Remember that note I pointed to earlier? Here's where that comes into play. Be sure to write down your confirmation number for your records. Your initial application has been received, but this is not the full application. Permits that do not require a payment, such as a sales and use or withholding permit, will be reviewed by the Iowa Department of Revenue. Processing times will vary for each permit or license. Once your application is processed, the account will be displayed on your homepage. It is time to continue this application by clicking the Continue to Pending Application button. I can see that I now have a pending license applications panel showing my Class C request. To begin my formal application, I will click the Start Application hyperlink. Regardless of the application type, this section will inform you of what you need in order to complete your application. It is critical to note this bolded sentence. The application will need to be electronically signed by an owner. This is the attestation. I have my materials ready and will now click Next. The business information presented is sourced from the business registration on file with IDR. If the legal entity listed is not correct, you can make updates via the I Want to tab from your home screen. My information is correct, so I will click Next. Similarly, the ownership details represent what the Iowa Department of Revenue has on file. To make edits, check the links in the Manage Account Information section of the I Want to tab. My information is correct, so I will click Next. Review the premises address information and click Next. Next, we will be selecting our license information with this request. This will include the length of the license, effective and expiration date, and a few additional items. Let's start with the length of the license, which you will select from the drop-down menu. The available options will match the license type you've chosen. Shown here are the options for the Class C retail alcohol license. I will select the 12-month request. This selection has now opened my ability to select the catering privilege, which was previously grayed out. I will now select an effective date for this license, which will auto-populate the expiration date based on the length of the license I selected. There we go. Next, I can select any of the 3 available privileges by checking the appropriate boxes. I am only going to request outdoor service. Depending on your selection, you may need to enter a description for your request. In my case, I will need to add a description of the outdoor service privilege I am requesting. I will add that now, followed by clicking Next. Next, we will need to review some information regarding our premises. We will select a premises type from the drop-down menu, enter our number of floors for this location, and choose our control of premises from the drop-down menu, either lease, own, or other. Then we will need to answer yes or no to 3 required questions. Whether we have at least one adequately, conveniently located toilet facility for use by patrons, whether our premises conforms to all local and state health, fire, and building laws and regulations, and whether the establishment is equipped with tables and seats to accommodate a minimum of 25. I will provide my responses, followed by clicking Next. Next, we will need to select our local authority matching our city or county. If the premises is located within the corporate limits of a city, select the city. If the premises is located outside of the corporate limits of a city, select the county. State of Iowa is used for sovereign lands and state-owned licenses. If the city or county applicable to your premises is not listed, click Previous and correct the information. I will select County and then click Next.
Be sure to carefully read each statement here within the Criminal History Details section. Read the purpose, important information, automatic disqualification information, and review criteria. Once you are ready, continue with the acknowledgement checkbox. The checkbox will be the acknowledgement that you have read and understood everything above, and that failure to comply with the requirements may result in negative consequences as outlined. Once you have checked the box, answer whether anyone listed on the ownership page has been charged or convicted of a felony offense in Iowa or any other state in the United States, along with any violation of any state, county, city, federal, or foreign law. I have made my selections and will now click Next. Next up, you will need to select your dram shop company from the drop-down menu. I will do so now and will click Next. Next, add the information for the license contact, beginning with name, phone number, and email address. Then enter the contact's address. Once you have entered the information, you will need to click this Verify Address button to verify the address with the United States Postal Service database. I will enter this information now. Now that the contact address is entered and verified, I will click Next to continue. Next, you will need to update your proof of control of property. Please note that purchase agreements are not accepted and that you will not be able to proceed without uploading at least one proof of control of property document. I will upload mine now. My proof of control has been added. I will now click Next. Next, I will need to upload my premises sketch. I can do so by clicking the upload icon. Before I add my sketch, I want to point out this wonderful hyperlink. We have provided several examples of good sketches so you have an idea of what the department is expecting to see. This will help to avoid delays in your application. Let's take a look. Here you can see several examples, including on-premises, off-premises, manufacturing, wholesale sketches, and special event sketches. I'll add my sketch to the previous screen. My sketch has been added. I will now click Next. Now, review all information on this review screen to confirm this information is correct. Once you are ready to continue, click Next. Once you have completed your reading of the owner attestation, check the box to state that you declare that the information provided on this application is true and accurate and that you agree to the terms and conditions outlined above. Then, the name entered in the Name of Owner text box must match the listed owner name below. Once these items are completed, click Submit to continue. In order to finalize our application, we must make our payment. If you have completed multiple applications, you may see more than one item in your cart. Once you are ready to submit your payment, click the Checkout button. You will have two options with which you can make a payment, either with a bank account or with a credit card. Please note that if you choose to pay by credit card, there is a 2.5% fee which is assessed by the credit card vendor. It is not charged by, nor is it revenue for the Iowa Department of Revenue. Let's start with the bank account payment. I will select that option and then click Next. The amount will auto-populate and cannot be edited. If you have previously used a bank account for a payment and chose to save that method, you can select it. However, I will choose to use a new bank account payment method and will add my bank routing number and account number. As mentioned, here is where you can select to save this bank account information for future purposes. If you select Yes, you can use the default name provided by the system, or change the name within the text box. I will keep this default information and will scroll down. The billing information will show and is based on your account information. Make any changes to match the chosen bank account. I do not need to make any changes, so I will click Next. In order to confirm this payment, you will need to enter your password followed by clicking Submit. I have already entered my password, so I will now click Submit to finalize my payment. Be sure to document your confirmation number. This number can be used if you have any questions and need to contact the department. You can also choose the Printable View button to print the confirmation screen. Pay close attention to this What's Next section. The department will forward your application to the local authority for review. If any additional information is needed, you may be contacted through GovConnectIowa. Let's also take a look at the credit card payment option. This screen shows a review panel displaying the entered amount along with the service fee and the completed total. Remember, this fee is collected by the vendor and is not revenue for the Iowa Department of Revenue. The second panel is where you will enter your credit card information. To enter your information, you will need to click the Enter Credit Card Information button. And then enter your information in the text fields, followed by clicking Authorize. You will then walk through just a few more confirmation screens to complete your payment. The information has been entered. I am now ready to click Next. Once you enter your password and click Submit, you will receive the same confirmation screen as with the bank account. Congratulations, you have now submitted your license application. As your license application is being reviewed, you will be able to observe the process within the Pending License Applications panel of your account's dashboard. Currently, my Class C retail alcohol license application status is in review. Now my application is in Dram Shop review. At this point, I could withdraw the application if needed by clicking the Withdraw Application hyperlink. I'll continue watching this progress. Still progressing well. It is now at Local Authority Review. Uh-oh. My application status has changed to Additional Information Required. At any point in the process, you may be asked to include additional information such as a new sketch. If you are required to provide additional information, you will see the Provide Additional Information hyperlink. I will click that now. I will then select the Provide Additional Information hyperlink. Remember that confirmation number? As mentioned, this number can be used in communication with the department. I'll scroll down a bit to see the rest of this page. The specific request will be provided under Missing Information. I can see that I am being asked to provide a new sketch that includes my requested patio space. I must have included the wrong attachment. For all requests, you must provide text in response to the request and, in my case, a file upload. I will complete this now. Now that my text entry has been added and I have uploaded a new file, I will click Next to continue. To confirm the submission of additional information, you must enter your name, email address, and check the box that you understand and agree to the confirmation statement. Once you have added the information, you will click Submit. This confirmation number is specific to the action you have just taken. It can still be used if you need to communicate with the department. The application status of internal review means the Iowa Department of Revenue team is reviewing your information. Once the application is officially approved, our alcohol license status will show as active license. The panel will include our license number, our license length and expiration date, and our ability to print the license by clicking the Print License hyperlink. Congratulations! For more videos and help on how to navigate the GovConnectIowa portals, visit revenue.iowa.gov/GovConnectIowa and our YouTube page. Thanks for watching.